I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's already another patch.
Yeah, no, I'm also surprised.
I know it's been like 2 days since the last patch, which is insane. But this one's a lot smaller, so shorter patch notes video. Anyway, we're in Cybergrind because the first patch is they have improved the game's optimization in regular levels and in Cybergrind. So you know, it won't be as laggy, which has been a really big issue. And honestly, from the little I've played since the patch a couple days ago, I feel like the lag got worse since the last update. So hopefully, I won't feel like that anymore. Just
Hopefully.
hopefully, because less lag always a good thing.
Also, no Bongo Cat.
No Bongo Cat because this update, I literally just got told it came out and I wasn't ready for it. Okay, shush. Anyway, if I go jump off a cliff,
You jump off a cliff.
because the next update changes the Cybergrind end screen. It's to like match the parity with the last update, allowing you to scroll through your friends' times. You can now scroll through your friends' scores, and it highlights your score to make it more obvious, in case you couldn't read your own name, I guess.
Wow.
But yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, there's actually a lot of Cybergrind changes.
Oh, whoa.
A lot of them are to do with death catches. So in the last patch, which it's not been much time, so I'll explain it. Death catches got changed to how they got changed quite a lot. They now spawn in a little box, so you can't just immediately kill them. And they also only open up they're only killable after 75% of the wave has been cleared. So 3/4 of the enemies have been cleared out. This no longer includes the death catches themselves. So before this patch, it used to include the death catches as part of that 75%, so you have to kill more than 75% of the enemies. That's been changed. So TLDR, you need to kill less enemies to open up the death catches, which
That's
is
nice.
probably a good thing, because I haven't actually played Cybergrind since the last patch, but the death catches, now that you can't immediately blast them, I'm sure those things are strong. Now you can't just instantly blast them. Keeping in line with the death catcher changes, in the rare chance that you happen to just be standing where a cage spawns, you're no longer stuck in purgatory forever, which is cool. It'll move you, so you're not just stuck in the death catcher cage and you can't get out. Just a little bit funny. I kind of wish that happened to me.
Dang.
Where's the enemy?
You want to be in a cage with a death cat?
Oh, I found the enemy. No, I don't want to be. Anyway, okay, what else? They have fixed enemies sometimes not dying if you drop them from a fatal height. You know, when they start screaming, they're gonna die. That's what the whole scream is about. Thanks for killing me. I actually wanted to go to 2-2 anyway. Because in 2-2, I noticed this while playing 2-2 recently. Soldiers, right, in the first room of 2-2 would just spawn in the complete wrong spaces. They have now fixed this. The soldiers now spawn where the soldiers are meant to spawn. I'm also really curious to see if this still works. The soldiers could just run through this door. Yeah, okay, they could still do that. That's kind of... That's a little funny. That's a little bit funny. Okay, apparently the Sordon had a bug where the chainsaw appeared broken even if it was respawned. So, like, essentially you'd launch it and the bar would fill up and it would respawn and it would be like, nope, it's still broken. It doesn't do that anymore, which is definitely a good thing. And they've also... I saw people complaining about this. I really like using the sword on while I'm holding the right click and then I shoot at the same time. Just because you can do cool stuff with it. The last bug, people were worried because they were like, wait, I can't do that anymore. Have they removed this from the game? Nope. It was a bug. You can now... You can do this again. Completely as usual, which is good because I really like that mechanic. I think it's cool. It's also similar to how you can now charge up the left and right click of the blue shotgun, which is cool. I like that. And you can also do the same thing, kind of a little bit with the pump charge. It's just you'll lose the charge.
Yeah.
Apparently they've fixed the Earth Mover's boss health bar, replaying its full intro like animation where it fills up every time you found a checkpoint. Doesn't do that no more. They've fixed enemies not rendering correctly in the 8-3 Deathcatcher room where it changes between Gluttony and Wrath. That's the one. They've fixed the major assist. Remember major assists? Yeah, major assists. They fixed the game speed major assist not applying until you did like a hit stop or something. So now it applies just immediately, and you can play the game in glorious half speed. Ah, wow, I suck. Okay, so apparently they fixed a quote unintended crevice in the 8-2 reception room. No idea what they're on about, to be honest. But I think this is really funny. They said in the 8-3 shifting arena, which I believe is this one, this checkpoint right here is called shifting hallway, so I'm going to assume this is shifting arena. They have fixed the right wall being offset by 1 unit. Which is a really not... You walk at 16.5 every second. So that's a really small difference. I can't say I ever noticed that, so props to whoever noticed that. I didn't notice it was offset. They've made the win state that you enter when you launch off like a rocket launcher. They've made it break stuff more commonly, or more consistently, I should say. Which I actually didn't know it broke stuff, so that's a cool way to learn that this actually just breaks stuff.
Very cool.
I didn't know that. What else have they done? They've fixed a mysterious black blob appearing on the portal leading from this area into this street.
What?
I can't say I ever noticed a mysterious black blob ever appear. That's quite funny. They've also changed it so cores are no longer moved by non-Knuckle Blaster explosions. So no longer will a random explosion happen and your core get launched everywhere. Okay, apparently they've also fixed Maurice beams not causing core nukes. I didn't know they did this, but that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense that they do that, huh? I've never just tried. I've never thought about trying to do that, so I didn't know. I didn't know it did that. I mean, why would I try doing that? That looks like it wouldn't hurt the Maurice. But hey, that's a thing that they do again now, which is neato. They've added a buffer safety system to the alt fires of the core eject and the SRS cannon to avoid the player accidentally firing a zero force projectile when switching. Okay, basically, when switching to the weapons, you could immediately shoot a core or a cannonball, like the frame you switch to them, which would cause them to just drop right where you are. So what I'm gleaming from this is there's now a tiny buffer window where you can't actually shoot one. So you always get a little bit of an arc, a little bit of distance to them, instead of just falling. They fixed a bug that caused mannequins to inherit a broken version of the husk chest explosion mechanic.
What?
This is the first time I'm hearing of this mechanic. Is it this? I think it's probably that. Like, you see how the whole thing explodes, and if I hit it in the head, it... Like, I mean, okay, that's probably a bad weapon to... Not a clue, actually. You know what? I don't know what that's on about. I didn't know there was a fucking husk chest explosion mechanic in the video game. I didn't know that was a thing! Anyway, I got 1,500 hours in this fucking game. You learn new things every day. What can I say? What... They fixed the electricity particles of the malicious railcan and electric railcan not displaying. It's like the little bits of electricity like in the actual gun itself. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
They now display it correctly, and they've also fixed the rail cannon pips not displaying when using a dual wield, which I assume is, if I turned off that, it's these little things on the side that start glowing and like spinning once to indicate the charge.
Wow.
I'm going to assume it's those that didn't work when you had dual wield, because I don't know what else this could be referring to.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, then call me an idiot in the comments. They've fixed a bug that caused a power's health bar to appear for a single frame at the beginning of its spawn animation in 8.3. And this is a big one. This is the next one. This is a big one. If I go back to the start of the level, and we change to the default piercer, I really hope I'm right about this, otherwise I'm gonna look like a massive idiot. They've fixed coins breaking if multiple beams hit it at the same time. So if I do this, the coins don't just like disappear and shoot off into the distance anymore.
Oh.
So if I spawn in some enemies,
Some enemies.
Some enemies, I said.
Some
enemies.
enemies.
I just got the wrong place. So if I say, thank you, fraud. If I were to do this, it hits the enemies now.
What?
It actually hits the enemies. I know, insane. Insane. But yeah, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
The coins finally work. I'm going to do a little testing to see if I can get like 1 billion ultra ricochets to still occur. We're just going to see. This is entirely just testing.
This is scientific inquiry.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to do what I did before. Yeah, you can still get like, yeah, okay. And now it actually hits the enemies, which is a little bit strong. But it's fine. You normally can't get this. You can't get this many dual wheel power-ups in the base game anyway, so I'm sure that's fine. And the last bug that they have fixed, well, not bug fix, the last thing they've changed is they've made the Mirror Reaper's non-boss spawn sound effect, so its sound effect when it spawns in the Cyber Grind, a lot, well, they've made it louder. I don't know if it's a lot louder, but they've made it louder. Then, of course, the obligatory, they've fixed a bug that causes a size 2 fish to be uncatchable. Anyway, how much damage does this do? Oh, okay. 200 ultra ricochet, but it does that much damage. Okay, it's not broken, it just gives you, like, a shitload of style. It would be really funny if that just, like, blasted Sisyphus into oblivion, but it doesn't.
No.
But those are all of the changes in this tiny little patch that I was not expecting to get. Maybe there'll be one in another 2 days. Who fucking knows at this rate? I don't know. I wasn't expecting another patch for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But hey, it's cool to see that, like, they're on it.
Yeah.
They are on top of fraud.
They are doing it.
Real cool to see. Anyway, fuck you, Sisyphus.